Hello guys, this is Raptormon 132 here, and welcome to my latest update video special. Yep, as you can tell, I am back from YCS. So, went to, as you all probably know by now, I went to YCS in Sydney, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we also did a couple of vlogs, when we were there, me and DCRS Hero, you might know him. Yeah, he's my friend that I sometimes make partnership videos with. And yeah, he and I and another kid named Adam, which you probably know him from the Bean Boozle Jelly Beans challenge I did with DCRS Hero. We went to Sydney, to Olympic Park, to the YCS. So yeah. Soda water. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It was a lot of fun. We went to Parramatta, we went to Limcombe, and we went after the YCS we went to Circular Quay and City Central, and it was busy and it was a lot of fun. We were just having a blast. As for the tournament, I actually didn't do very well. I was eliminated on the first day of the tournament. I didn't make it to the second day. But DCRS Hero and Adam did, and those two ranked in one of the top 100. So yeah, big achievement for them. But unfortunately, I didn't do so well. Oh well. But yeah. Oh, and as I said before, we also did some video vlogs of what happened during the YCS, and they even had me at the start, and I kind of stood out because I was wearing the black Raid Raptor shirt that I got custom made earlier, and but what really made me stand out was this other thing I was wearing, because and I'll show you what the other thing I was wearing. What I was wearing was this. You know what it is? Well, yeah, it's a top hat, but it's no ordinary top hat. This top hat is, in fact, the Assassin's Creed top hat. And, as you can see here, you can see the Assassin's Creed symbol. So yeah, that's an Assassin's Creed top hat. Yeah, if you're wondering where I got this, I got it at EB Games, which in Australia is for all those who don't know for those not in Australia who don't know what EB Games is, it is a gaming store where they sell a lot of games, and video games, software games, and pop culture stuff. And this was part of the pop culture stuff, and I just fell in love with the hat, so I went and got it. In fact, do you want to see what I look like with it? You want me to put it on? If your answer is no, then who cares? I'm going to wear it anyway. So, I just got the screen up, so let's put it on, shall we? There we go. I'm looking at myself in the screen right now. Rather fetching, don't you agree? Funny with this hat, I kind of look like either Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales, or part of the Brony fandom, maybe Toon Critic Y2K, the Brony analyst.
Are you sure?
Ugh, who else wears a hat like that?
Good point.
Yeah, I kind of look like either one of those two. But yeah, I got the hat because I thought it was a really good hat. So I was wearing this hat at the YCS, and I didn't wear it there just because I like the hat. but I also wore it because it was easy for me to be tracked in case if my friends couldn't find me. They'd know where to find me with the hat. And also, I should even tell you, at the YCS, I was wearing one of the at the YCS there was this special guest from Konami who was from Europe. I think it might have been Ireland or some kind of part in Europe. And when he saw me with the Raid Raptor shirt, he came down and asked to take a picture of me. And the reason for that is because he said that his workmate and colleague of his is a fan of Raid Raptors, and he also is one of the producers of the Raid Raptors. So he decided to take a picture of me to show his client, or to show his colleague. I thought that was a real honor for him to do that. So I allowed it. So yeah, we had a really good time in YCS, and yeah, it was great. And we went so early in the morning, like probably 4 o'clock or 4 o'clock in Australian time, or Queensland Australian time. But well, actually, that's the time I had to get up, and it was still dark. And by the time our plane left, we had to leave at about 6 o'clock in the morning in Australian Queensland time, and then we landed in Sydney in about 9 o'clock in the morning, which was, well, 8 o'clock in the morning, but yeah, or it would be 9 o'clock in Australian New South Wales state time, because it's kind of confusing. Like, they have 1 hour forward instead of 1 hour back. So as soon as you hit New South Wales state and Queensland state border, like if you go from Queensland border to New South Wales border, they switch time because it's 1 hour ahead. It's kind of confusing if you ask me. But yeah, we went to the YCS and we had fun. So yeah. So now that I told you a little bit about YCS, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I haven't been uploading videos for the past week. Well, in case you guys haven't watched my previous one, I am actually busy with a fan project I'm doing. Recently, I've been thinking about my OC Raid Raptors backstory, and the thing I decided to do was I decided to type it up on FIMFiction.com. So it's taking a little while because it's probably going to be a long one, but there's going to be a fair few chapters, but I think it's coming along nicely. So I apologize that I haven't been uploading stuff because I've been a little bit busy with this fan fiction OC backstory thing. But for your enjoyment, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at what I've been writing. So I'm going to show you. Alright guys, right now I've switched to Hypercam 3, and to give you a view on the screen. As you can see, this is my my FIMFiction.com webpage. It says Raptormon 132, blind commentator, actor, voice actor, analyst / reviewer, and writer. That's sort of my that's sort of the thing I put down on my FIM Fiction page and on my YouTube channel. So yeah. Anyway, this is the story I've been writing. So far, I've done 2 chapters, and I'm still writing on the 3rd chapter. But this is what it's called. It's called Rise of the Raptor: the backstory of Raid Raptor, the Alicorn OC of Raptormon 132. That's me. and his ascension to alicorn status. So this is what I've been writing, and it's going to be rated as adventure, comedy, crossover, dark, drama, and human. Now, the reason it says human is because it's going to have a human in it, but that won't appear until some chapters later. Minor spoiler alert. But yeah. Oh, and this is the title page. I'll just click up here. Here's the title page that I put together from different pics. So it has the Raid Raptor crest, which is Raid Raptor's cutie mark, or butt symbol as I call it. Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the layered there. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic insignia, as well as Yu-Gi-Oh insignia, Yu-Gi-Oh dual disc, the title, and down here is my OC Raid Raptor. Now you probably noticed that Raid Raptor in this has, I put his original design, which is red and solid black and solid red, which is, and I know you guys are going to say that's the worst thing for an OC, but I think this adds a little bit of a touch to his backstory, because it has him as 8 years old, him as a teenager, him as an adult, and him as an alicorn. Well, and same age as a young adult, but as an alicorn, because as you see, he has, like, this is what my OC looks like now. So I decided to reuse my OC's first design as part of his backstory. So yeah, that's the title page. And for all of those who are wondering, if I did this, like how I said that I'm not an artist, well, it is true, but constructing something like a title page like this, that's easy. That's the only thing of artwork I can do. But yeah, this is my my OC's backstory's title page, which I use for that. So what I'm going to do as a little bit of a special, I am going to read to you the first 2 chapters of what I've written, which is chapter 1 and chapter 2. So let's begin with the first chapter. And so this is like this is kind of like a live dramatic reading. So this is unedited, so I'm reading it to you live. So yeah, let's go. Rise of the Raptor. Chapter 1, The Arrival. Hawkeye paced back and forth in the waiting room of Cloudsdale Hospital. His wife Nimbus Trail was due to having their first baby that day, and it had been 2 hours after the doctors told him to wait outside. As hours ticked by, Hawkeye began to grow weary. "What's taking so long?" Hawkeye thought to himself. "It's been 2 hours." Just as he sat down on a chair to relax himself, his eyes perked up at the sound of a baby crying coming from inside the delivery room. It was a sound that made his mind at ease. Then a few moments afterwards, the door to the delivery room opened, and the doctor came out towards Hawkeye. "Well, Doctor?" Hawkeye asked, eager to know. "Congratulations, Mr. Hawkeye," said the doctor. "You have a healthy baby boy. You can go in now." Hawkeye walked into the delivery room to see his beloved wife in a hospital bed, holding their newborn son wrapped in a blanket. His eyes became filled with tears of joy to know that he was now officially a father. He came closer to one side of the bed to meet his newborn son for the first time. "Isn't he gorgeous, honey?" Nimbus Trail said to Hawkeye. He saw that his son had a solid black colored coat with a solid red colored mane. The colors of his newborn son did make him a little concerned. "What's wrong, sweetheart?" asked Nimbus Trail, as noticing her husband's concerned look. "Why does he look like that?" Hawkeye thought to himself, before turning to the doctor. "Doctor, are you sure there's nothing wrong with our son?" Your son is fine, Mr. Hawkeye," assured the doctor. "He's very healthy and normal." "Well, why is he that color?" Hawkeye asked, still not convinced. "Red and black? I don't think that doesn't look normal to me. Are you sure?" Hang on a sec. Yeah, are you sure? Right. "I assure you, Mr. Hawkeye," guaranteed the doctor, "there is nothing wrong with your son. Ponies are born with different colors all the time." "Yes, but I don't think red and black is one of them," Hawkeye argued. "Sweetheart," said Nimbus Trail, stroking her concerned husband with her reaching hoof. "If the doctor said nothing's wrong, then I believe him. I don't care what color he is, as long as he's healthy. Besides, because no matter what happens, because no matter what, he's still our little boy." Hawkeye turned to his wife and looked at her with a calmer but still unsure look. Seeing this, Nimbus Trail instantly thought of one way to ease her husband's mind. "Here, sweetheart," Nimbus Trail said, offering Hawkeye their son to him. "Hold him." After a brief hesitation, Hawkeye accepted to hold his son for the first time. He held on to his baby boy, sleeping quietly in his hooves. As he looked down, he began to calm down and forgot about his concerns about his little boy. The sight of how little he was made his heart melt with a smile. "Now do you see?" Nimbus Trail asked. "There's nothing wrong with him. There's really nothing wrong with him." "You're right, honey," answered Hawkeye. He may be a different color, but he's still our little boy." "So what are you going to call him?" the nurse asked. "I don't know," answered Nimbus Trail. What do you think, Hawkeye?" Hawkeye looked down at his little boy sleeping peacefully in his hooves for a moment, before smiling proudly and giving his answer. "Raid Raptor. That's what we will call him. What we should call him. Raid Raptor." "Raid Raptor," Nimbus Trail said, as she and Hawkeye snuggled lovingly with their newborn son. "Our little Raid Raptor." The moment that they first met their son was a happy moment, and right there was the start of a new life. For a raptor was born and was going to someday spread his wings and soar into the sky. Well, guys, that's chapter 1. Now for chapter 2. Oh, and sorry if I'm stuttering or pausing or anything like that, but I did say that this is this is like a live reading, not edited. So yeah. Anyway, chapter 2, A Birthday Flight. Exactly 8 years had passed since that joyful day, and that day Nimbus Trail and Hawkeye were planning to take their little boy Raid Raptor out for a picnic, as well as take him to his very first flight for his 8th birthday. Only they were going to safely do it on the ground. Raid Raptor was in the family wagon waiting, super excited on going out to the meadow on the ground. "Come on, Mom, Dad!" Raid Raptor excitedly called out in the cart outside. "Let's go!" In a minute, sweetie, Nimbus Trail said as she walked out with some picnic supplies. We just need to pack the last things we need for the picnic before we go. Raid Raptor sat back in the wagon and waited as his parents packed all the things they needed. After 5 minutes of packing, they were all set to go. Well, we're all set, Hawkeye said as he and Nimbus Trail harnessed the wagon to themselves. You ready, son? Yeah! Raid Raptor responded excitedly. All right, son, sit tight. We're on the move. Soon after, the whole family took off from their Cloudsdale home and headed to the meadow on the ground some distance away. Raid Raptor looked over the side of the wagon, watching clouds going as they passed by, with the wind blowing in his face. Half an hour ticked by, and Raid Raptor could see the meadow straight ahead on the ground. This made him all the more excited for him to see that they were almost there. There it is, said Raid Raptor. I see it! That's right, son, said Hawkeye, as they began to make the descent. We're there. Yay! Shouted Raid Raptor with glee. Soon enough, they landed in a grassy green meadow in front of a sign that read, Welcome to Volatus Meadow. That was a hard one to say because I was using Latin for, I think it might mean flying or something like that. I think it's Latin for flying. So, welcome to Voltatus Meadow, the perfect place for young first flyers. There were a few other Pegasi families around, taking their children out for their first ever flight too, for it was considered by many Pegasi in Cloudsdale to be the best and safest place for little flyers and little fillies and colts to try flying. They soon pulled the wagon until they found a nice spot to set up their picnic. While Nimbus Trail stayed to set up the picnic, Hawkeye took Raid Raptor to teach him how to fly nearby. All right, son, instructed Hawkeye. Flap your wings and try to get off from the ground. Okay, Dad, responded Raid Raptor. Raid Raptor spread his wings out and began to flap them hard. His father, Hawkeye, watched on as within a few seconds he began to hover a few inches off the ground. That's good, son, Hawkeye said. Now, try and move forward. Raid Raptor leaned forward to move forward while hovering. He briefly moved forward until he lost his balance and fell face first on the ground. Whoops, Hawkeye said as he rushed over to Raid Raptor and brushed him off. Don't worry, Raid Raptor. It happens to many of us on our first try. But let's try again. Okay, Dad, said Raid Raptor as he got up with confidence. I'll try again. That's my boy, said Hawkeye proudly. Now, whenever you're ready, try again. Sorry, just scrolling down. Hawkeye once again watched on as Raid Raptor once again spread his wings and began to flap them hard. And within a few seconds he began to hover off the ground, only quite a bit higher than before this time. Careful, son, Hawkeye said with concern. Raid Raptor put on a face full of great determination and confidence, and began to move forward. Then began to make some other maneuvers in the air before making a dive. Hawkeye watched with fright as Raid Raptor diving to the ground and pulling out with his hooves, brushing along many dandelions in the field, and the white fluffy seeds fly away in the breeze. Wow, son, Hawkeye commented in amazement. That's pretty good. I can fly, Dad, Raid Raptor playfully giggled with achievement. I can fly! Hawkeye watched as Raid Raptor did many maneuvers in the air, like if he was in an air show, having the time. Hawkeye was amazed how fast he got the hang of it. Just fell down, then get back up and try again. It was like if his son had been doing it for all his life. And considering that he was also a valued member as one of their best flyers, made him all the more proud to see how his son was flying. That's my boy, Hawkeye said proudly. Raid Raptor! Hawkeye! Raid Raptor! Nimbus Trail called out from the picnic close by. Lunch is ready! Coming, honey, answered Hawkeye. Come on, son. Lunchtime, buddy. Yeah! Raid Raptor said. Lunchtime! Raid Raptor flew down and tried to land, but he didn't know how to, so he had no choice but to crash land on the most convenient thing he could think of. His father's hooves. Raid Raptor began to direct himself and flew straight towards Hawkeye. Hawkeye got worried and rushed in a position to catch his airborne son flying straight towards him. Raid Raptor flew down at high speed, with Hawkeye catching him in his hooves before falling backwards on his back on impact. Raid Raptor looked up face to face with his father, who looked back at him with a serious, unimpressed look, as if he was in trouble. Raid Raptor braced himself for the worst. Sorry about that, son. Oh, sorry about that, Raid Raptor, said Hawkeye unexpectedly. I guess I forgot to teach you how to land properly. Raid Raptor looked up at his father. Hawkeye looked up at his father Hawkeye with slight surprise, but changed when Hawkeye's serious look quickly shifted to a proud smile. Then the two started laughing playfully while still lying on the ground. Alright. Sorry, just drinking. Right. Yeah. Raid Raptor and his parents enjoyed a really nice picnic lunch until they got to the very thing that they were all looking forward to enjoy. The birthday cake. A white and brown chocolate vanilla cake with melted milk chocolate words, Happy 8th birthday Raid Raptor, decorated on top of a slab of white chocolate on the top. 8 birthday candles burned brightly as Raid Raptor looked at it happily. Happy birthday, son, Hawkeye said. Now make a wish and blow out the candles, said Nimbus Trail. Raid Raptor took a breath and blew out the candles on top of the cake. Yay! This is a great birthday! Let's eat the cake! Not yet, sweetie, said Nimbus Trail. We still have to give you your birthday present. A present? Raid Raptor asked. That's right, said Nimbus Trail. You see, taking you out here for a picnic and teaching you how to fly wasn't your gift. Here's your real gift. Your father and I have talked it over, and we decided to send you to Junior Speedster Flight Camp for the summer. Raid Raptor's face lit up with overwhelming joy at what he was just told, for it was where he had always wanted to go. Really? Hawkeye and Nimbus Trail both nodded. After seeing you fly like that today, your mother and I believe you're ready. Raid Raptor began to jump with overwhelming joy before he embraced his loving parents in a heartfelt hug. Yay! Thank you, Mom and Dad. You're the best Mom and Dad in the world. We knew you'd love We knew you'd love that, birthday boy, Nimbus Trail said. Happy birthday, son, said Hawkeye. Now let's get to that cake, said Nimbus Trail as she picked up a cake knife with her mouth. They all sat down as Nimbus Trail began to cut the birthday cake. It was a great day out at Vataeus Meadow, and they all intend to enjoy every minute of it. So guys, that is the end of Chapter 2. Yeah, so, yep, that's what I'm going to read. So guys, now that you've heard the little bit of a thing of the backstory, you can tell that I am working quite hard on this. So that was my little blind reading of it, and yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek at what I'm writing. And you probably noticed that I didn't submit it yet, because I wanted to submit it after I'm finished. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to complete it, but when it does, that will be when I'm going to think of something. Because because I was thinking about doing another fan-made project, and it's involving a certain spoiler that I was spoiled by. And like I said, I'm not going to say what it is, because it's you know it's a surprise and all. But you'll probably see it when when that fan-made project gets you know, when it gets fully public, or when it's if I make it. But that won't be for a long while. And also, just to let you know that I'm also still going to be blind reacting, but not as much as I would usually do, because But don't worry, I am planning to do another blind reaction soon. I'm planning of doing one within probably sometime this week or maybe next week, because as I remember, I'm up to episode, I think, 22 of My Little Pony. So yeah, so I am going to be doing it sometime in the like maybe next week, but yeah, you'll just have to be patient with me. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that. Oh, by the way, with the other YCS, there was something I forgot to mention in the YCS. I actually found a image of what was going on at the YCS in Sydney, and I found a certain image that has my friend DCRS Hero in it. As you can see, yeah. So as you see in this photo, I've actually copied the photo, and it's up on the screen right now. So I also put a red circle around where DCRS Hero is. So yeah, so DCRS Hero, if you're watching, I just found you. It's like, where's DCRS Hero? Or reference to where's Wally? Yeah, but that is probably. But I'm not in the photo because this most likely was taken on the second day, not the first day. But yeah, also I'm sorry that I wasn't able to show you the uploaded videos or the vlogs, because apparently DCRS Hero left me the video camera, but for some reason the video camera is not letting me access the videos. Like, I hook it up and it's not working, so I'm going to have to wait until DCRS Hero comes back from, because apparently he's gone for a week or so. I think it was 2 weeks or something, like 2 or 3 weeks. He's on a cruise. Don't know where though, but yeah, apparently he's gone away for a while and he won't be back for a while. So yeah, I'll have to wait until he gets back before I can post the vlogs. Yeah, and you get to see me wearing this hat. Oh, and I just noticed I'm still wearing the hat. Yeah. Well, actually, I already knew, because if you're saying you're still wearing the hat in the comments, well, I know, I'm still wearing it. In fact, I actually found out there's going to be an Assassin's Creed movie sometime this year. So, when it comes out, I am definitely going to be wearing this hat when I go see it at the movies. Because, you know, I love the Assassin's Creed franchise. You know, it's a very epic game, although I haven't actually played the new Assassin's Creed yet, but I plan to sometime when I get it, and sometime in future. Yeah, so, oh, and another thing I wanted to say is that I also did a very first submission. Some time ago, I actually watched a video from MLP analyst known as Silverquill, and he was apparently he put in a video that was going to discuss about Rainbow Dash, and he was asking people to submit. He was looking for people to submit a recording to show, to show his like to start a recorded crowd. So he asked for people to put like those subscribed to his channel or not to to do an audio recording of their cheer and send him the link on YouTube or Twitter and stuff like that. So I sent him that. So, and he's going to start making it by I think he said the 29th, which is in 3 days time, in 2 or 3 days time. Well, depending on which, like in Australia, that would be 2 days time, but in the US it would probably be 3 days time. So yeah, on that video you might hear me on it. So yeah, and who knows, maybe I might watch it. But yeah, I might even watch it to see if I can hear my to hear myself doing my chant, because you know he said for us to say "Rah Rah Rainbow," and so I did that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So guys, that is my update video for today. I thought I'd give you some of the latest info and do the share with you a sneak peek of my OC's backstory that I'm creating, which is going to take me a while, but I know that in the end it will be worth it. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed my update video and live dramatic reading video sneak peek, and hopefully I shall get onto other videos as soon as I can when I get the chance. But, as usual, until then, thank you all for watching. I tip my hat. This is Raptormon 132 saying, bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye.